want a new drug. One that won't make me sick.
One that won't make me crash my car. Or make me feel 3 feet thick.
All right, welcome to Monkeys.
It won't make my... Oh, I thought we were going on.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Welcome to Monkeys Drinking Beans. I'm Scott Pyburn.
Nothing to see here. Down to Bellis.
Today on Monkeys Drinking Beans, we're going to talk about this and the iPad and the music and the TV and the hipping and the hopping and the... We're going to talk about our addiction to media. Okay, I'm going to take these shades off because I'm just too cool for this episode. Okay. I'm going to put my old man glasses on because we're Monkeys Drinking Beans.
But you are too cool.
Complaining about media. All right.
I love that Batman mug, man.
Oh yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. And it's nice. See, for all our friends, it's Batman. No. It's not that Batman, but I wish it was. And it's got the bat symbol on the other side.
Look at that.
So geek moment of the day, kids. Get yours on Amazon.
Nice.
So today we're going to talk about our addiction to media. And not just social media, although that's a part of it. That's a big part of it. Our binge watching. Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. And you can watch it on your phone.
It's my comfort food.
It is comfort food television. It's comfort television. It's comfort food media. I've gotten in a habit of it. And here's the thing. We talked briefly about this in our last episode. We're going to talk a little bit more about some of the topics we touched upon. Netflix, I love it. I love having that control, that content control. I can watch my show whenever I want to watch it and binge it. The only downside is with some of the original content, like I'm a big fan of the show Orange is the New Black. Once you binge it, kids, you got to wait a year and a half till they produce another season. So
I think that's a symptom of the problem, though, isn't it?
It is. Because
it's like, oh my gosh, I just binged an entire year of whatever.
Yeah, I was talking.
Oh my gosh, I've got to wait a year now for another year of whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's horrible. And I've got friends on Facebook who are talking about this all the time. I need a new show to binge. That's the new thing. Give me another show to binge. I just watched this. And then it's like list, comments, seen it. It's like, dude, how much television do you watch? I'm guilty of it too.
Dude, you have a problem.
But it's seriously a problem. I'm addicted to it. I know you're probably addicted to it. My daughter is getting addicted to it on her iPad. Although I say God bless my daughter, she is more into watching YouTubers and YouTube videos and watching original content and getting ideas for her crafts and stuff. Granted, she does have some zombie shows. Not like Walking Dead, but shows that kind of are like she just zombies out too.
Gotcha.
Like we all do. But it's kind of like crack or heroin, Well,
I think it is a substance abuse issue, and I don't think we should be afraid to say that.
No, that's part of why we're talking about it today.
It's socially acceptable, but I think what we do is we are very quick to dismiss it because we will say things like, well, look, I'm not doing heroin. It's not like I'm smoking. I'm not drinking, But you are addicted to it.
Yes.
And I think, like, I suggest to people, I'm like, look, try an experiment.
Yeah.
Go the weekend without looking at a screen.
Yeah.
And for some people that is damn near impossible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if that's you might have a problem.
Yeah, and honestly, I'll admit I have a problem, okay? I went so far at one point to try and go offline. There's this experiment online. It's 99 days offline or something like that. And I posted it on Facebook, and I lasted like 24 hours.
I think I remember that. That was
and everybody's like, "Oh, that was short. You're back." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm weak. It's like bacon. I'm sorry. It's my addiction."
That was like a month ago, right?
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was a while ago. And part of it was I had a family member who basically the only contact they had for me was on Facebook, and so I felt bad. I didn't want to cut that person off. So I kind of went back online. But part of it that was more of an excuse. It was like I was weak. I wanted to be on social media. I'm missing out. What am I missing? What am I missing right now? You know what I'm saying?
That acronym FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
that is a thing.
It is.
That is a thing. People are afraid of missing out.
Well, and there are studies that Facebook online is just as addictive as heroin, and because your body releases those endorphins for likes. Did somebody like my comment? Did somebody comment on my comment? Oh, they commented. Oh, I like the guy.
Yeah.
It's a drug.
Right.
It's a drug.
Yeah.
You know, and you get the same thing with binge watching television. My wife and I will sit and we'll watch a show. We recently watched a show. It was only 8 episodes called Friends from College on Netflix, the next Netflix original. It was a cute show, but it was one of those shows. It was like it took us a few episodes to get into it, and we're like, "Is this really a good show? I don't know." And that's the thing. We all want this great content. It's like if the show had been on regular television, I'd have watched 2 episodes and been no, I'm done. But you get addicted to seeing how it turns out, because it's like you want that. Oh my God, this is the next great show. It's like, okay, and no offense, ladies, it's like going to the prom and seeing that person across the room, whether they're male and female, and looking at them and thinking, oh, they're kind of cute, and then trying to justify in your mind that they're better looking than they actually are. I don't know if anybody's experienced that in their lifetime or if it's just me. I'm married now, so it hasn't happened in a long time, but it's one of those things that's like, oh yeah, okay, this show is good. You're trying to convince yourself that a show's good so you can justify binging the rest of it just for the sake of binging. Has anybody experienced this out there? Please comment below. Or am I just insane?
So you're watching the show hoping that it gets good?
Hoping that it gets better. It's got enough to keep you interested mildly, but it's not like Stranger Things or Orange is the New Black or any of these shows that like they hit you like a big truck, like a truck or a brick wall. You're hooked from episode 1. It's like, okay, this has got some interesting character elements. Don't know where it's going, and you got to watch 3 or 4 episodes. I'll give you another example that maybe more people can relate with than to my prom analogy, which was probably bad.
I just didn't connect with it.
Yeah. But. Okay. Iron Fist. Marvel's been producing a lot of television shows, specifically for Netflix. They did Daredevil, which was really good. They did Jessica Jones. They did Luke Cage. I love Daredevil. Jessica Jones, I didn't know anything about the character, but I got into because I'm a big fan of David Tennant, who played the big bad, who was Doctor Who, the 10th Doctor. And then Luke Cage, which was very... and it was a very black show. And I don't mean this in a negative way. It was very Jackie Brown, very blaxploitation-esque filmed vibe to it, 70s vibe to it, which the character comes out of the 70s in the comics. And some of my black or African-American friends, if you want to comment on that, verify that, because I've had conversations with some of them on Facebook, and they're like, yeah, it is, that's the demographic. You know, it is specifically the African-American Superman, which I thought was great. It was a great show. I love that character, and it was positive. Oh my God, it was positive. I can't get into it, at this point, but there's a show in that. We'll save that for another show.
Okay.
But Iron Fist, their latest show, which is Danny Rand. I don't know if you know anything about Iron Fist.
I haven't seen it.
He's one of the Marvel second or third tier characters. Marvel's pulling from their vault, and they're creating, they're pulling these characters. He's like a martial arts guy. It's basically Arrow, and it got a lot of comparisons to Arrow, if you're familiar with Arrow on the WB. Basically, yep. It was the same plot. Okay, he's lost. They think he's dead. His plane crashed with his parents when he's a kid instead of the boat going down, and they think he's dead. Yeah. And then he comes back to claim the Empire, and his family's rich, and he's got to prove that he's the heir to the Empire. And it was too many comparisons to the WB's Arrow. And it was slow, really, really slow. And I didn't finish watching it. I wanted to finish watching it, but it got to the point I was like rooting for the show to get better and get more interesting and get better and get more interesting. And that's the example I'm talking about. It was just like, no, I couldn't finish it. It didn't pick up fast enough. And so that's what I'm talking about, where you're invested in it because it looks interesting. Whether you're a Marvel fan or you're invested in the show from the very beginning, characters, you're like, oh, this is interesting, but when's it pick up?
Right. Yeah.
So I've rambled enough.
Well, I mean,
What's your
I'm
take
just
on
thinking
some of this,
about
Dom?
it in terms of like looking back on how we used to consume content versus how we consume
Yes.
content now. And, like you said, when we started out, growing up in the 70s, I had, 2, 3 channels that came in clear. And, I didn't have a lot of reruns. Syndication started back in the 50s and 60s. But, we didn't have a VCR until around 1979.
Yes.
And, the syndication that we did have was, came across on Channel 26 and Channel 32 every now and then. But
well, and understand, folks, we're old enough to remember the birth of Fox. Fox originally was a syndicated network. They had nothing but syndicated programs when they started.
Right.
They were MeTV.
Right, they were. Right. We'd watch Son of Sanguli and love it. And, that's how we watched a lot of great horror classics. And, and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein and all of that good stuff. So
Squirrel. But
but like we used to watch TV back in those days, and now we're talking about it now, where we've got a fire hose of content available on demand from all of these streaming services. Whether you watch Amazon or whether you Amazon Prime or you watch Hulu or you watch Netflix or you watch any of these new network-based like CBS All Access. You're watching shows on demand from a library you can't possibly watch all that content in a lifetime. You know what I mean?
But here's the thing, and this is why it's dangerous and addictive, because a lot of people do. I mean, I've gotten into that habit too. It's like I'm not getting off the couch for 12 hours other than to go to the bathroom and go to the fridge and get something to eat, because all of a sudden my stomach is yelling at me and I'm like, shut up, I'm watching my show.
And it feeds all sorts of, dysfunctions, and it feeds into our, like, depression, we have depression. It feeds into all of these, like, demons that we have.
Yeah. And, anxiety. I mean, you talk about growing up in the 70s and 80s where we didn't have DVRs. We didn't, we were lucky if we had a VCR. The A-Team was on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock, and if you missed it, guess what? You missed it.
Because we didn't live our lives around the media.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, I did. I made sure my ass was there Thursday night at 7 o'clock to watch the A-Team. And when Adam West was on and Batman reruns, because I wasn't alive during the first live run in syndication, I would book down the hallway, plant my butt in front of the TV, and watch that show like a zombie. But
you had lots of hours to go and bicycle and climb trees and play stickball or whatever the hell we were doing back then, and
catch fireflies and do things that kids have no clue what we're talking about.
Right now, they're all like on their phones.
Or their iPad, or
their iPads, or whatever screen of choice. And my point is that even as adults, we get addicted. We go to our screens more often than not. What's the first thing you do when you get up in the morning?
Well, I'll go to the bathroom, but after that, you get dressed, you come downstairs, and I turn on the TV. The TV has been my crack for years. Do
you know what the first thing I do? I don't own a TV, right?
No, you don't.
So the first thing I do in the morning, I'll come into this room, and I'll log on to Facebook.
There you go.
Actually, it's just automatic.
No, actually, you know what? I don't go to the bathroom. Well, I do go to the bathroom, but then I pick up my cell phone.
Yeah.
Because it's on my nightstand, and I log into Facebook, and Facebook wakes me up. Or
I check in with my friends.
Yeah.
I post a status update that says, "Hey, I'm awake. Good morning, everybody."
Yeah.
I check in to just check in, and that's my way of waking up. And I don't know, man.
Part of it, Dom, is also that's the way of letting people know that you are awake and you are available, and that sort of thing.
And that's part of my safety net that I've developed over the years.
Sure.
Because I live alone, and I have a chronic condition, so it's part of my survival skills.
Right. And I mean, and that's how I know I can call you or contact you. I don't even.
But throughout the day, I will post updates. And throughout the day, I'll be on Facebook. I'm afraid to calculate how many hours I spend a day on Facebook.
All right.
I'm afraid.
Speaking of which, let's talk about something, because something just popped into my head that relates to that. Facebook is so addictive and also so bad. People post things on Facebook and because they see it on Facebook. They don't even research it. Deaths, celebrity deaths. I see all the time. People will see it and they'll post it on Facebook. Oh, R.I.P. so and so. That person died 5 years ago.
Yeah.
A news article. Oh my God, Taco Bell's closing, and they don't click on it to say you've been punked, because it's like they just share it because they see it on Facebook.
Right.
And
assume it's true.
And hey, I've been guilty of it. I've fallen into that trap.
I have too.
And it's just like, oh wait, you know what? I should consult the card catalog, because go to the library and contact CNN.
Yeah. Remember that? Remember libraries?
Yeah.
Remember card catalogs? Remember librarians?
Yes.
Kids, by the way, I'm just going to put a plug in here for librarians. They're the best people on the planet.
Yes. They're
also the smartest people on the planet.
Yes, they are.
Note to self, please, librarians, run for Congress.
Let me put it to you this way. I agree with the doctor. The most powerful weapon in the world is a book. When the zombie apocalypse comes, I'm boarding myself up in the public library.
Yeah. And so here's what I want to say to our audience here, because I want to make sure people don't get that we're railing on others. I'm railing on myself.
Yes.
I am addicted to media.
Yeah.
Okay? I spend way too much time on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I'm not pointing the finger at you all.
No,
okay?
No.
I am saying I have a problem.
Yeah.
This is not a good thing.
Hello, my name is Scott. I'm a Facebookaholic.
Well, it's
been 10 minutes since I've been on Facebook.
It's a screen thing. I'll be the first person to tell you, yes, I don't have a TV because I don't want to waste my time on TV.
Sure. But TV is a placeholder, Dom. It's a placeholder for another screen.
I have an iMac, and I have an iPad, and I have an Android phone, and damn if I'm not on them all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't like it when I see kids doing this thing. And when I say kids, I mean anybody born after Michael Jackson's Thriller. Okay? So anyone born after 1982, you're all kids to me.
Get off my lawn!
Yes, but they're all doing this, and I hate it because, and I've been known to do this. You all of you who are my friends, and I've done this to you.
Yeah.
I'm not apologizing, but I've actually taken your phones out of your hands and placed them on the floor. Until our meeting is over, because I don't like being distracted by your phone and you're doing the diddly thing with the phone.
Yeah.
I won't apologize for that because it's rude.
It is. And you know what? My wife, I love her. I love you, dear. If you're watching this, she does it to me all the time.
Your wife doesn't watch the show.
Oh yeah, she does. She does. Not all of it, but most of it. So if you're watching this part, we'll be sitting on the sofa and she's having a conversation and I'm doing this, and she'll just smack. I'm talking to you. Oh,
good.
Okay. Sorry, babe. And I put my phone down. And she's right. She's deservedly right in doing so, because, I mean, that is the one thing that chafes me too. It's like, really? We're having a conversation here. It's one thing if it's a 911 situation. And I've had this morning before we started recording this, I had a call and I said, excuse me, Dom, this is my wife calling. Give me 1 second. And it was like, okay, no problem. I understand.
Hey man, family first.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like if you're sitting at a table having a conversation with someone, engage them.
Yes.
There's this great meme going around on Facebook that it's like a coffee shop and it's a chalkboard outside the coffee shop and it says, no, we don't have Wi-Fi. Sit and talk to each other. Pretend it's 1995.
That's right. It's the 1995 cafe.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's great.
Think about it. When you're with your daughter,
do
you want your daughter to be talking on the phone, texting on the phone, surfing Facebook, or do you want to have her attention?
No, we have her attention, and I call her on it too. When we're doing a family time, it's like, no, it's family time. Put the phone away. It's bedtime. Get off the screen. And she's going to be a teenager. She's going to go to bed and she's going to hide under the blanket and she's going to get on. I get it, but you've got to draw lines somewhere in the sand.
Yeah, I agree. So, there, I did my old man rant.
So what else? Is there
it needs to be said.
Yeah, is there anything else we need to say on this subject? It's kind of a short show, but We've rambled and ranted on how we're addicted to media and we hate it.
I think people should be mindful. I love media. Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons we're doing this show.
Yeah.
The program, Monkeys Drinking Beans. I love media. I've been a media producer for quite some time. I'm a creative person. Scott is a creative person. We're artists. We love creating things. But, you know, we got to be mindful of how we use media.
Yes.
You got to be mindful and intentional about what place in our lives. Because media in itself is not good or evil.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
It's just how we prioritize it, how we integrate it into our lives. We can use it to be better human beings, you know, or we can use it to be evil human beings.
Correct. And understand for our 3 fans out there that are watching, we're setting the bar really low for our show. Okay, this is not Shakespeare, you know.
No.
To be or what? We're not doing that. Okay, we're just 2 guys,
right.
You know, having a cup of coffee, avoiding trying to speak English, and
yes, it's your mother tongue and stuff.
Inviting you to join us. All right. But next week we're going to show you how to build a shed, so it's going to be very informative. Just kidding.
Wait, I didn't prepare for that. I'm completely unprepared.
Wait a minute,
nothing.
You didn't get the screws and the lock bolts? I'm bringing the tools and the wood. You need to do your part.
I thought next week we were going to be talking about creating original content.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's going to be an exciting show because we are very into creating original content here at Monkeys Drinking Beans.
Well, yeah. And next week.
So Scott, why don't you tell them a little bit about that?
Well, yeah. Next week we're going to talk as creators. I mean, Dom's a writer. I'm an artist. We're going to start having a conversation, which we're going to continue in several other episodes where we interview some influential and interesting artists that we know. But we're going to start the conversation about creating versus consuming. And that's going to be a very exciting show where we're going to delve into our own personal projects a little bit and why you should be creating. Get off your butt, get off your sofa, stop watching Netflix and create something. All right?
Yeah.
And we'll build a shed. And with that, I'm going to close the show unless you got anything else, Dom.
Well, that's great. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.